Well, good morning, good evening, or good night. Welcome to yet another week of 5 Minutes with CRF Jim. And there's a couple things I need to talk to you about. One, I owe you a story about my battery, and then really it's a plea to the Asian motorcycle manufacturers. And I'll get into that. First, let me tell you about my battery. So I was out riding one day, and I was doing some jumps and stuff, whatever. And I came back home, parked it, went to go start it the next time, and nothing, just nothing. Um, Turn the lights up, turn the key on. Lights came on for a second. Went good, hit the start button. Nothing, just dead. Turn the key off, turn it back on. Nothing, just dead. So I ended up deciding it was the battery. Did some testing and took it to the parts store. They said, "Oh, I got to load test it." So they load tested. It was like voltage to nothing. So the only thing I could think of is that I hit hard enough where I actually broke a cell loose inside the battery, and I just completely lost everything. No amps at all. So that's what happened with my battery. At least that's what I'm thinking it was. So here is my plea to the Asian motorcycle manufacturers. So I have a CRF 250L. That's my ride. And then you have the Suzuki DR 200. You've got the Yamaha WR 250R. And then Kawasaki doesn't even list the 250 anymore. And then you go from the 250 range outside of Suzuki, which is the DR 200, but you go from that range to the KLR and the XLR 650s, which is Honda and Kawasaki. And then you've got the Suzuki DR Z400. So outside of the Suzuki model, right? And let's come back to that. You have nothing in between, right? And then even the 250 range for the Yamaha and the Honda, they're underpowered and overweight. The Yamaha's at 290 pounds. The Honda's at 320 pounds. The Yamaha tops out at 24 horsepower. The Honda is at like 18 horsepower. So we know those are entry-level bikes. And the Honda's at like $49.99, and then the Yamaha is at $65.99. You can buy the Suzuki DR, which for the dual sport model is like $64.99. So it's less money than the WR250. You get more horsepower. It's still heavy as all get out. It's like 295 pounds. But if you buy the Supermoto version of that DRZ, you get upgraded forks, upgraded swing arm, upgraded brakes. Why would you not put that on the dual sport model, right? And it's still carbureted. I'm not sure why. So for $6,500, $6,600, you can buy a 250 or a underpowered, overweight, non-upgraded version of a 400. Or the new KTM just came out, 2017 models, the EXC350, close to 50 horsepower, 30 pounds lighter than either one of those two. It's like 260 pounds curb weight, wet, everything ready to go. 50-something horsepower, and it's at like $9,200. I think its MSRP on it is $91.99. So there are people out there that love the CRF, and they can argue, and they love it. It is heavy, 330 pounds. Even if you can strip, or 320 pounds, even if you strip off weight, if you can strip off 30 pounds, it's 290 pounds. You're still underpowered. Yes, I know I've read forums where people have put new forks on it, put a new shock on it, did a big bore kit, did a fuel injection mapping. Okay, yeah, you're maybe hitting 30 horsepower, 290 pounds. You're still underweight. Let's go, manufacturers. Kawasaki, Yamaha, Suzuki, Honda. Look at what people are doing. They're taking off-road bikes in states that they can, making them street legal, putting lights on them, putting blinkers on them, putting horns on them, putting mirrors on them. And they're taking a dirt bike, making them into street versions and riding them. Why can't y'all come up with something like that. You know, Honda, you got the CR 450X. Put some lights on it. Leave a good suspension on it. You know, don't make it a pig like you did the CRF. Don't get me wrong, I like my CRF 250L, but I've had it for a couple years now, and it's really time to upgrade. I'm looking for a new bike, and I will probably have one the beginning of next year, if not sooner. And yes, I'm going to KTM. It's a great bike. Tons of horsepower, lightweight, and I'm going with the EXC 350, although they make the 500. Okay, Husqvarna, the TE 300 or 301, and the TE 500, right? So they have those middle class. KTM's got a 250. The 2017, they've got a 450 coming out. So they have all these variations. Why can't the Asian market do the same thing? You know, and Kawasaki, they no longer have even the 250 listed on their website. They only have the 650, which anybody that's looked at those, we know those are way overweight for what the 250s and the 350s and the 450s are. We want a dirt bike that is street legal. Come on, y'all, make one. There's my complaint for the day. I know I'm a little over. Watch my last video. I broke my bike. Nothing major. Just means I got to modify it and keep on riding. So I will close like I always close with a verse, Luke 6:35. But love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be the children of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Y'all have a blessed week, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube. Go visit my Facebook page and follow me on Instagram.